The Department of Justice is expected to reveal the highly anticipated documents to top lawmakers that focus on the FBI's alleged use of a confidential informant who contacted the Trump campaign aides during the 2016 election. Speaker Paul Ryan responding to the DOJ offer earlier today, saying the documents won't be available until early next week.
We received an oral briefing 2 weeks ago. But what we're asking for and what we require and we expect is the corroborating documents that back up that oral briefing. And last night they could have brought it to us today and they chose to do it next week. That doesn't help.
The Justice Department official confirming late last night that the records were in the room, but they were not ready for lawmakers.
Well, here now to react is Republican Congressman Andy Biggs from Arizona. He's on the House Judiciary Committee. Congressman, I've got a background here, background note from a senior department official, because the Department of Justice claims that they've been forthcoming with all the stuff you guys in Congress have been asking for. And they say something that really flies in the face of what we just heard from Paul Ryan. They say the department, and we didn't put it up on full screen, folks, because it is a background pair, but they say the department and FBI will provide the opportunity to review certain supporting documents that were made available during the prior briefing on May 24th. Now, they say these documents were made available. We just heard Congressman Ryan saying they weren't. Which is it?
Well, obviously they weren't. I mean, what you have is you've got some people who are deliberately trying to mislead the public. It's no coincidence that they issue a press release in the middle of the night last night saying we're not going to give the documents to the House, and now they want more time to redact these documents. And I just find myself saying, how many deadlines can they miss? How many redactions do they get to make? I mean, it's outrageous.
Well, and they also get to choose, of course, not only the redactions, but the documents. They say here certain supporting documents. I'm sure you didn't ask for just certain support. You want as many as you can get, and they're limiting that search. But it bothers me that you have the head of the House, the head of the entire House, Paul Ryan, saying we didn't get the documents, and here's a Department of Justice official telling us that they did supply certain documents.
Look, time for goodwill is mostly gone. I think we're going to have to issue specific sanctions on people who are defying Congress. We're going to have to issue the subpoenas and take them and run through the contempt process. And if necessary, we're going to have to go through some impeachment proceedings. By defying Congress the way they are, they're engaging in acts that are covering up crimes or misconduct on the part of high government officials.
By the way, I can't let that one comment slide. You said impeachment proceedings against whom?
Well, I think we'd go to the acting head, if you will, of DOJ, which is Rod Rosenstein. Why not? I mean, here's the guy, and he's slow walking everything. They've got the IG report. How many weeks do they get to keep that and doctor that up?
But Congressman, you're suggesting that we impeach Rod Rosenstein?
Yeah, I have no problem with that. I think he is engaged in conduct that is of such a level that it constitutes the breach of the trust, which is what the common common definition of high crime and misdemeanor was when that was put into the Constitution.
Well, Congressman, let me switch, if I can, to an issue that a lot of people have questions about, which is the informant, or some people call him spy, that was placed, or at least was trying to get information from Trump campaign officials. There are a lot of questions like why was he put there in the first place? Who put them in there in the first place? What were his marching orders when he went in and was trying to get information from Trump campaign official? Who got his reports at the Department of Justice or the FBI? I imagine those are questions you're trying to get from the DOJ as well.
Yeah, yes, all those questions, but I have more. I want to know, how high up the chain of command did this go? I mean, was this coming from the administration? We had Peter Strzok's emails saying, hey, we have to keep POTUS involved in everything we do. Yeah. Was the CIA involved, as Brennan kind of intimates in some of his comments that he's loosely making today as he criticizes President Trump? There's some really serious questions that go on to that undermine the very fabric of our nation.
Congressman, they're giving me a rap, but I couldn't let this pass because I know immigration is of great interest to you, being from Arizona. The Philadelphia mayor did a little dance step today when he found out that he won in a court decision that allowed him to declare Philadelphia a city, one of the cities that's going to allow